All right, so we are in the Creator Command Center again, and I want to show you a few things because we just talked about a lot of tweet formats, and there are even more than that, right? And there's lists. I didn't include many lists there, but you can like leverage lists to the end of the world, right? And so there's a lot of stuff you can do here, but I want to bring your attention to the Inspiration Lab and other things that we'll talk about in the next video, next module, next section. But inside the Inspiration Lab, I have a few things. So we've gone over this a bit, but we have your tribe of mentors here, and you can continue adding them if you'd like, and or duplicate one of these by clicking duplicate. Oh, that did not work out. But you can see here, and then you can write down what is their tone, what are their brand colors, other things for branding, but what is their tone, right? How are you trying to write these things? What kind of energy are you trying to give off with your brand and your content? So, a lot of the time, if I'm just not super high energy, I try to have kind of like a philosopher's tone. Now, if you're in tech, there's definitely like a tech tone with like using emojis. You have to study these people and immerse yourself there and start to like develop your own tone for these things, right? It's writing, it's communication. It's more than just a tweet structure, but a tweet structure will help quite a bit. Okay, so that's just touching on that. You can generate ideas from your favorite books, but I want to bring your eyes to this and all of this. So, this is a lot. This is very powerful for when you are actually sitting down to write and schedule tweets once you have an idea and you want to plug it into a structure. Maybe you want to flip it around a bit. Maybe you're not finding the right way to say it. But these are just ways to create new angles or new ideas for your actual tweets. So if you have a tweet that does very well and you want to continue talking about that and leveraging that, because if a tweet does well, I'm assuming you're growing because of it and you want to grow more, so you should make that idea better or hit it from different angles, right? So what you can do here is you can either read up on Scamper, you can read up on Life Force 8, which we talked about in Digital Economics 101. But here, you can go through these on your own time and just like mess with them, right? If you have an idea for a tweet, let's say, hard pill to swallow, the only thing holding you back from achieving your full potential is your lack of belief in yourself. Damn. But only thing holding you back. So we come up here and we look at, say, substitute. What can you replace? The main idea? We could replace the main idea, really. The only thing holding you back from achieving your full potential is your lack of belief in yourself. So we could keep hard pill to swallow and just change it to the only thing holding you back from being productive is having too many distractions around you, right? So we completely change the subject of the tweet, but it still flows, it still works. And that's what I'm trying to get across here, is that certain things lead people down the page and get engagement simply because of how they're structured and how they're written, right? You can have the best idea and you can just try to write it how you think it will do well. And if you don't take into account what actually does well, then you can have the best idea and it can absolutely flop. Just because you think it's a good idea doesn't mean that it's going to impact the other person in the same way. So you can come and flip these around as much as you want. You can combine certain things. So combine two similar tweets. Uh, just look at these ones. Hard pill to swallow. If you give a fuck about something, then this will happen, right? If you give a fuck about, if you give a fuck about, if you give too many fucks about your limiting beliefs in 1 year, you will be miles behind your peers, right? Something like that. That's all this is. That's all writing is. That's all communication is just piecing together words here and in there until one makes sense. That's it. Like it's nothing fancy aside from piecing together words and concepts and examples and other things here and there to make sense of whatever you're trying to make sense of, right? We are sense makers in this game. But you can run it through all of these: adapt, modify, purpose. You can angle it towards survival. So, how can you position your writing towards the survival of themselves or their beliefs, right? So confirming beliefs and other things like that. Life enjoyment, how can that specific topic increase someone's enjoyment in life? Freedom from fear. Again, you can go through all of these and just start generating unlimited ideas. Like if you want to sit down and just sit in this inspiration lab for an hour and come up with a month's worth of tweets and just schedule them in Tweet Hunter, be my guest. It's more than possible. Now, another thing is to keep an eye out when you are scrolling on Twitter and you see something that you want to take note of. And we've talked about the queue a bit. We're still not diving into the full power of this as a whole until next module. But if you go to the queue, which is right here, and you note ideas, right? If you don't have somewhere automatically to place it, you put it here, and then you can move it around the command center wherever you please. So if I'm on Twitter and I see a great tweet, let's say I'm just scrolling on Twitter, right? For research purposes. There's probably not any good tweets. So let's just say I want to copy this one, right? So let's say this, like I have my newsletter outlined, or I have a lead magnet outlined, or I just like this tweet and I have something to apply it to because I'm building a project that is a personal brand and everything gains more utility that way. So I take this and then I just pop it in here, click embed tweet. And then if I'm on a walk, or I wouldn't do it driving, but you know what I mean? Like if you're just trying to get the idea across, then you can just come here and like type what it was going to be used for, and then come back in later because now it's somewhere, you don't have to worry about it, and then you can put it in like your swipe file or something else like that. So going back to the inspiration lab, if I see something that I want to save, don't hesitate to save it somewhere in here, right? You can create your own version of all of this as I talked about, but you can insert screenshots here. You can create an entirely new section for saving tweets. You can pop it in. You can create a new category up here and pop it in there. But swipe files of the tweets that are most congruent with you are going to, and that spark the most ideas for you specifically, not what they spark for me, but for you. That's how you stay unique in the ideas that you're putting out. Then that's what matters. So you want to document these things, and then you can just run ideas through all of this. And this is practice. There is no set way of doing it. I can't tell you, take an idea and run it through all of these, and then you have 50 ideas. And it's like, no, this is a process of finding a way that is enjoyable to you, making it sustainable, and then leveraging it for growth and just doubling down on that and focusing on that. So that is it for this video.